How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today I'm going to show you guys how to replace the air filter on a 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. I decided to go with the K&N high flow air filter. I got this from Quadratech for about $68. It's designed to increase horsepower and acceleration, which who knows what that means, but it's also washable or reusable. You are supposed to clean it every 50,000 miles, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. Of course, it does come with a sticker. This one says "Stop, Do Not Discard, Washable or Reusable Air Filter." And then some more stickers, lifetime, some more filters that they have, and then some other stuff, I guess. And then you also get instructions with this. And then whenever I first ordered this air filter, it was supposed to come with grease, but this one actually did not come with this grease, so I had to call them and they just sent it out for free. So I did have to wait about a week for it, so I couldn't install it whenever I wanted to. I had to wait for this to come, but at least they sent it to me for free, so that's good. Go ahead and get started with the install. So the first step on the installation instructions, it says loosen the clamp on the air intake tube and disconnect the tube from the airbox lid. Right here is the airbox, and the first step is actually going to be to loosen this clamp right here and then disconnect the tube from the actual airbox so we can have better access to the actual filter here. You probably don't actually have to disconnect all this stuff, but it would just make it a little bit easier. So now I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew this clamp and take the tube off. When unscrewing this clamp, you don't have to unscrew it all the way, just enough to make it loose enough so you can take it off like that. So obviously it's not going to come off all the way right now because the airbox is still in here, but it's loose enough so that it actually can come out and disconnect. The next step is going to be to disconnect the breather hose from the airbox. So let's see how this goes. I'll just wiggle it around a little bit. There we go, that wasn't too bad. Now the next step is going to be to actually remove the airbox itself, and you're going to do that by releasing 3 clamps. So there's one right here, one right here, and then one right here in the back. So let's go ahead and do that. And then whenever you release those clamps, you kind of have to angle the box because there are also clips on this side. So just make sure they line up nice and good, then you should be able to just slide it right out. And then you can go ahead and remove the air filter. Just comes right out like that. You can see this one isn't too bad, I guess, but you can definitely tell that it has been used. I'm not sure when the last time that this one has been replaced because I just got this Jeep like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it doesn't look terrible, I guess, but definitely want to replace that and get a brand new one in there. A good idea would be to just kind of wipe down the inside of this area as well as the airbox. Now this one is actually pretty clean, but I am going to wipe down this part of it because there are a little bit of leaves in there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, you just want to keep it nice and clean. Alright guys, so now you're going to want to put on the grease that I talked about. So it's supposed to go in between these 2 ribs right here just to seal all the air out. And in the instructions it said it's supposed to go 1/8 of an inch above the ribs. So you do want to use a good amount of this stuff. So let's see how it goes. Guys, so now that you have the grease on there, you're ready to go ahead and put the air filter inside. So if you'll notice here, you see these 3 tabs. There's one right here, and the other one is right here. So there's only 2 on the long side and 1 on the short side. You want those 3 tabs to be lined up with the clamps right here. So you see there's 2 on the long side and then 1 on the short side. So that's how you know which way to position the air filter inside here. So let's go ahead and put the air filter inside. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have the 2 tabs on the long side on this side where the 2 clamps are. So let's go ahead and put it down in here. Just got to push it in a little bit just to make it seal. Alright, I feel like that's in there pretty well. Alright, now you're ready to go ahead and put the lid back on. Now I guess you're supposed to start with the front clip right here and work your way back. So let's see how that goes. Alright, there we go. Make sure your tube seals up. And I feel like that's in there all the way. Now I just want to put the clamps back in. Okay. Now you're just gonna put your breather hose back on the same way you took it off, or the opposite, I guess. Make sure you put it on all the way. Okay, just make sure that it didn't pop out a little bit. Okay, now you can go ahead and screw in your clamp right here. Make sure it's in the right position and make sure it's all the way on there. Let me just make sure here. Okay, I feel like that's as far as it's gonna get. So let's go ahead and screw it back in. Alright guys, so that's all there is to it. This was a pretty simple install. If I can do it, you can do it. It took me about a half an hour with setting up my camera stuff and everything. So basically, just to summarize the whole video, all you do is release the 3 clamps, 2 on the long side and 1 on the short side right there. And you also want to unscrew the hose clamp and take off the breather hose. Those probably aren't necessary to do, but it would just make it a lot easier to clean inside and actually get the filter in there. Once you have the lid off, you can go ahead and grease in between the 2 ribs on the air filter like I showed you guys. If you got the K&N filter, it's supposed to come with supplied grease like I said. I got mine from Quadratech and it didn't come with any grease. So I had to call them and they sent me some grease free of charge, which was pretty cool. But it did take a week to get here. And then on the actual air filter, there are 3 tabs, 2 on the long side and 1 on the short side. You want to line those up with the 3 clamps that are on the air box right here. And then you just have to line up all these tabs that are on this side. Then once that's done, you just have to clamp it down and then you're pretty much done. And one important thing to remember is you just want to keep everything clean. So whenever you take the air box out, you want to make sure to clean inside there, clean under the lid and stuff. If there's no like big leaves or anything down in there, I'll just make it nice and clean. I am planning on doing a lot more maintenance things to this Jeep before I actually start with the off-road mods. Something else that I'm planning to do is the transmission fluid and filter. I want to sand down all the rust that's on the undercarriage and use some POR 15 to undercoat it to get rid of all the rust. I also want to flush the radiator and change the coolant. I also want to put in new spark plugs. And this is a 2001, like I said, so it does not have a distributor. So I think that was for the 2000s and the 2001s. Those were the ones that don't have the distributor. So that's what I'm going to do for all the maintenance things for this Jeep. Then after that, I'm going to start off with the off-road mods. 3-inch lift, 31-inch tires, a whole bunch of other stuff that I have on my list. And probably before that, I will go ahead and get LED headlights for this thing because these stock headlights really don't work at all. You can't see anything with them. I know most of you guys are probably just here for the Challenger videos. I still have the Challenger. I just haven't been making that many videos with it because now I got this new toy to work with. But like I said, the Challenger is still here and I'm not going to stop making videos with it. Yeah, if you guys liked this video or found it entertaining or informative, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely want to subscribe to see all the new Jeep content. And as always, thanks for watching.